the score was in that Game 5. Has been able to farm decently, isn't as far behind in experience. Just happy news for LongZu, and this man on your screen is having a gay old time. He's just free farming on Jax.
Yep, just having the best time ever. Of course, an understandable position to be in against the Shen. That's a nullifying matchup, if anything. Just wants to wait until late when, you know, just takes too long to kill him. Questions like that. However, not going towards the Smeb build, going towards more the Sunfire Cave. Not as much battle statistics, so no Titanic Hydra.
It does mean he has less wave clear. Sure, Sunfire's decent, but...
Ooh, the hula hoop.
First of the series, we'll see more of those. First Drake was off screen, but was Ocean being claimed largest solo by Peanut, so that's the first real neutral advantage. We haven't had first blood as we're nearing the 13-minute mark. Things are tense. It's a best of 5. LongZu, honestly, would be pretty happy with how this turned out. None of their rookies have had those rookie blemishes that potentially can color a series from as early as the first 15 minutes. And their game plan of getting Jax ahead, full marks, A+ so far in the game.
Yeah, has been working out. However, I believe that, you know, there were possible opportunities for Cuz up here towards the top side. The last time we saw them with the vision that was gained is not going to find the elastic slingshot, but does at least land the Q flash. And the Shadow Dash going to have to be utilized by Antara to get himself out of the way. And teleport actually gained. SKT want this. There's the Let's Bounce. May have actually condemned Khan though, as BDD makes his way in. Thank God the leap was there from Khan to keep him alive, but unfortunately there's no shockwave and down goes the Zac. They get the flash out of BDD here as well, as Blast Cone is there. Khan still has his flash, but doesn't actually break the tether in time. As Barrel comes in, BDD looking for Faker. Khan here as well, and there it is. The kill with the Thunderlord's proc.
BDD's trying to body block the body slam.
Oh, there it is. Lands it, gets the stun with the counter strike as well. Antara trying to get one back, manages to take down Khan, but and honestly, the Yakety Sax are coming out very early in this final. BDD chasing after Antara, try and grab this kill.
Kill involvement onto BDD, massive. He actually hits the shockwave.
Yeah, gets another shockwave back. Antara actually likes his chances, yeah, based on out of mana, but with no mana, you've still got the clockwork wind up. I still would have given that to BDD.
And that was the first transition to power. Looks like there's so much action, but crucially LongZu don't trade down. And the only loser in terms of CS on their roster, and in terms of a large sense, was BDD. So him picking up a kill and assist does help him out after having to just be the soak, I would say, of the pressure around Faker in the mid lane. Early is where LeBlanc succeeds against Orianna cleanly, and he has been forced to be very defensive in his laning phase, something that he's used to as he really came into his straps in the summer season. Khan goes and picks up a kill, and that is still 34 CS up, so maybe a small gold lead to SKT, but crucially that doesn't rewrite the story that the first 15 minutes of this game were trying to tell us.
Yeah, and now you've got Khan picking up this full minion wave underneath the turret, going to extend that lead even further, closer to that 42 mark. He's going to be able to push that wave once again underneath Antara's turret. Try and get some extra pressure down there. LongZu, their tower looking very, very comfortable on the bottom side of the map. The arrow is going to land. In goes Cuz. This could have all been a bait as prey. 3 damage now. The Devour not quite enough. As the Kidnap comes in, they just want the kill onto Wolf, and they will be able to get it. Antara tries to save his life, but not sure whether he's going to be able to. Faker a long way away. Peanut gives up on this one, but Antara's going to be pulled back with the Q. In goes Gorilla, who's got a pulverize ready. The ultimate's down as well as he picks up the kill. Slams the ground, and the Shen Cuz grabs the kill under bang. The bottom lane destroyed. Antara's going to be taken down, and Peanut to follow. LongZu, a massacre over SKT.
4 kills for LongZu. Faker's here to try to answer. The owner will get one, will have to back away, so just a single answering kill. This will probably also be first brick in the bot lane with how many people are here. Jax free hitting on a turret. Faker, he's still smelling blood. He won't be able to answer the turret. Antara can come back with teleport, but it's not enough members. Faker will try to clean up Gorilla, doesn't get him, and it still is a massive trade up, and the bait was enacted by LongZu. So we saw the first transition of power, SKT ganking top side. That was the first change after giving up the top side earlier. Now we see LongZu playing bot side, and Bang thought he could take a confident trade like he had so many times with the previous WQs coming through from Alistar. This time, he was punished. We'll see the replay. First gank coming through. He spots the Zac now, and this is where they realize, oh crap, we're boned. We're too far up in lane. There is no teleport available from the LeBlanc. Stand United's on to Bang, but they don't go for Bang. They go for the guaranteed kill. first up. And you notice, SKT don't respect the turret dive. LeBlanc's returned to mid lane to farm. Faker does not give credit to LongZu going for the dive, but LongZu found their regular season victories from aggression, from early rotations. They were similar to KT in that way, being strongest in the first 20 minutes, and that surprised Faker.
Yeah, well, they're going to surprise Prey as well here towards the top side. Does still have the flash. Flashes out of the way, the arrow perfectly there as well as the Chains of Corruption. They're going to stop SKT for a moment, but no joy on the gank whatsoever, despite picking up the Summoner spell and the ultimate out of Prey.
Fantastic stuff, but it is Prey with an exact timer on his flash available to SKT. The return ganks will certainly be powerful. LongZu are now putting Khan in the bot side, and well, he's out of control. Trinity Force and Tiamat and Merc Treads complete at 17 minutes. This is even more accelerated than he was against Cuvée a few weeks ago.
And just wanders in and takes Faker's blue buff. Now has to go up against Faker and Peanut. And it feels like he's probably bitten off too much. Oh no! He manages to leap over, and the explosive cast is going to put him to relative safety. More lead strikes are going to come in. Gets under the turret. Another Khan great escape. This time doesn't get a kill, but he gets a blue buff.
And you know what the crazy thing is? If these almost were happening to LongZu, what would we be talking about? How much does it mean? What would the frustration be like for the rookies? These are happening to the experienced players. The ganks are coming off for the rookies. Yeah,
well, Cuz actually doesn't find any of his buttons. Uses the Let's Bounce just to close distance, but now we've got a Shockwave. Maybe timed a little bit late, but it doesn't matter. Prey's got enough damage. Wolf now in trouble. It's the double kill for the AD carry. And finally, SKT are going to turn up. It's a huge knock-up though, and LongZu, they just want more. Triple kill now for Prey. He wants another one, and Tara in trouble. We could have a Penta at this stage, but no. Prey's going to be taken down, and Peanut maybe went the wrong direction. There's still 3 members with decent damage here. Stand United comes in, and SKT, they've just saved their jungler in top lane.
They want to try and take down the turret. Got a bit greedy focusing there. Probably didn't even factor in that somehow there was no Stand United used. And crazily, it's the rookies pulling off the plays. It's the rookies finding the advantages. And someone like Peanut, who's a surprise to be a starter here, has not been able to block the ganks he looked for.
Yeah, they're not going to go too aggressive here. Intelligent play from LongZu, spotting that Peanut was moving up and that the rest of the team had respawned, so they'll take the free turret. Makes it 2-0 in advantage of LongZu and extends their lead to approximately 5,000.
And they've got 9 kills, 3 on Jax, 3 on Varus. The kill distribution, perhaps as ideal as possible. And for SKT, it's only Untara with the gold. And thinking about where this game plan was supposed to go for SKT, we mentioned engage in the mid game. Pick comps in the mid game are usually at their strongest. We also mentioned double teleport against only the single teleport of Jax. They were hoping to actually hold down Jax to the point where Shen and LeBlanc could have taken him in lane, where he couldn't itemize to be able to face both and have a pushing advantage. That hope has really been delayed because there's so much extra gold onto the side of Khan that the ability to play the map, which is what SKT is looking for. Well, we've got extra teleports, we put down control wards, someone's going to teleport on you and pick up kills. Those guarantees are gone from how strong LongZu's early game has been.
Well, Khan is just going to be able to pop himself over after taking away this Cloud Drake by himself. He seems to be a one-man wrecking ball, yeah.
He's 65 CS up on Untara in the grand final game 1. He's having a day out, and here's another one.
Oh yeah, straight into the shockwave though. It felt like SKT's trap, but is it Peanut? Has to body slam his way out, but now SKT, they get the flank. Another flash comes out as the explosive cast doesn't quite find what it wants. BDD, no mana. Wolf just wants him, finds the stun, but they don't finish off the Orianna. Now Untara having to fight with Prey, who's getting free damage on top of the shed, and in comes Khan. You said don't team fight with him, but he's happy to join this fray. As now Faker underneath the turret will be okay, but they will be able to get some more shots under here with the man advantage that they now have.
And they're trading up on objectives. They have the inside track on the mid lane turret. This is going to be the outer ring of turret collapsed for SK Telecom, and a pick comp from behind is a very different animal. And this pick comp, it's on life support.
It certainly is. You can see BDD, he's low on health, but still comfortable, or how comfortable actually, as Faker manages to grab the kill, pumps back to his earliest distortion, which was miles and miles away, and says, no, there's no doing all of your disrespectful, funny business, BDD, I will punish you.
And SK Telecom needed that setting. They needed something to feel good about, where LongZu didn't instantly flip the script and get a double kill or take a turret. That's just a 1-for-0 pick from BDD, who's been fantastic at playing around the edges of fights, the flashes of life, and making taking the outplay, going too far. That's definitely the one that calls him into check. He will be more conservative on his next decision, but it only buys SKT a bit of a return of the tempo. As Prey.
This is bad news. Wolf is going to turn up. Faker's there as well. Another flash once again as there's the elastic slingshot. Cuz just trying to keep his AD carry alive, and now Prey's able to turn around and get some cheeky auto attacks in there. Let's bounce from Cuz. Uninterruptible and does get him out alive. And I thought that Prey was definitely dead. A Varus face checking is not what you want to be, but he is going to live.
I mean, SKT have had some great attempts at picks, but think about it, Atlas. Every time it's been on people with flash up, they haven't been able to have the ideal target selection. So when LongZu have made the more disrespectful face checks, it's been when they have summoners up. So what looks like it's going to be credited as another kill to SKT is summoners down. But if they just swap who overextends each time, as Khan just wants to take Faker in a 1v1.
Chain was on cooldown. I can understand why he'd want to.
You look at Khan, a bubbly guy, huge emotion, not awed any time in the regular season, also not a young player. He is, of course, a player who's been playing professional for 3 years, and you said maybe he can perform in the final. We'll give him a bit of the benefit of the doubt. Kaz is the other side of the coin, where he's a very young player, only could legally play League of Legends at the professional level in the past year in his rookie season. But the amount of just aplomb we've seen from Khan, the aggression, the ability to completely disregard the situation makes you wonder how he went under the radar for so damn long.
Well, it was just never old enough, Papa Smithy. I mean, this is the first time, like you just said.
For Khan, I mean. Not
oh, yes, for Khan. Exactly, okay. Kaz certainly having a great performance. We know that he's a brilliant Zac. Now, see whether Khan is going to continue this reign of terror that the Jax has been able to put down. Now heading back towards that bottom lane, has himself some Mercury's treads. See you later, Kaz. Head over and grab this chicken cam. A lot of vision up towards the top side here for LongZu, wanting to make sure that no sneaky little Barons are going to be taken by SKT. As Faker once again in trouble.
Oh, baby.
Oh, the counter stun comes in as there's the leap strike, and the 1 versus 1 Khan proving himself versus Faker.
Some people shudder in the eyes of God. Some people just go one-on-one with him, Atlas. That was awesome stuff coming through from Khan. They're having Khan solo kill Faker in the side lane. We know what he's going to do to Shen in the 1v1, and this means that SKT can't play the side lanes like they want to with the teleports.
They can barely enter a side lane now.
Atlas, they polled all 10 coaches, and, well, 9 of them had to vote on who would win, and every single one voted on SK Telecom. We were in unison on SK Telecom.
Oh, goal.
And most of them were at 3-0. The fairy tale here for LongZu. It won't end in game 1, but it's been a fairy tale game 1 for LongZu Gaming.
Yeah, so far anyway. Teleport now going to come out from Khan, as I believe it was cancelled by Ontara.
Yep.
The Baron is going to go over to LongZu nonetheless, though, as Faker makes his way in. Khan just wants to try and pick up whatever he can from this as the leap strike comes down, but 2 versus 1. Not going to happen this time, Khan, and he is going to have to be sent back. So no Baron on the split push is a big deal, as Kaz was almost able to steal away that red buff from Bang.
In any other game, we talk about how that was a critical pick for SKT, and it certainly is a trivial. But because he has kill pressure on both the people that enter his lane, he won't be able to take down inhibitors for free because people can't respond, but he still is in a great spot to split push. They don't have to abandon playing the side lane. Of course, knowing that Khan doesn't have teleport, and Stand United and teleport available for Faker. Speaking of Faker.
Yep, that's 4 members of SKT over here as Kaz does leap strike his, elastic slingshot his way out.
If you look at the top side, Varus is just going for his own little split push time. No one responding. They saw everyone in vision on the bot side with Baron buff. He's doing a Jax impression. It's going pretty well.
Yeah, certainly is. Jax actually making his way out of base after respawning, so Gorilla's going to turn up and say, Prey, done a great job. Take down this turret. Everything's absolutely fine. Mid lane, inner turret also now under fire, and it feels like LongZu just have the plan. This time, BDD does have the protection, but instant cleanse out of the arrow. They know exactly what they want. As there's the shockwave. Faker's still alive though. Wolf with the great help, keeping himself up, but BDD is going to end that pretty quickly. Cuz now still looking for more. Let's bounce on cooldown. LongZu investing a lot, but they get the Tahm Kench once again, and so little protection now for SKT members underneath this inner turret, and that'll make it 6. Unless Faker can get some work done. Another stretching strike, but does break the tether range quite
Faker's
quickly.
Poking around because they know they don't have the wave there to answer. That's why he's doing his best, even on low health, to stop these turrets going down for free.
Yep, Cuz making his way in, does of course have the passive. He's going to be fine, and LongZu obliterate that turret. Not going to stay too long to pick up the inhibitor as well as Cuz. Oh, that was brave. Does make it out.
Oh, we take a deep breath. 27 minutes into game one. Already it is a different series than I think anyone could have anticipated.
Hey, look. Achilles and I predicted 3-1, so this could have been the one.
And it's true. And look, KT did take the first 2 games. They still have the ability to bring in Blank. Not sure if it's necessitated, though. Those barrels going wide could have been oh so different in the early game by the side of SK Telecom. But LongZu also have the scaling advantage here. Even 5v5s. Jax is so big that 5v5s are an option. They won't get the steal onto the Drake.
The Cuz is looking very aggressive. Just happy to walk at SKT. Almost with his 3rd item completed, Cinderhawk, Spirit Visage, and the Randu and Zoman coming in very, very soon. Will basically be an immovable object. It's Faker looking for Gorilla. Does, of course, have the ultimate, but doesn't have to use it. Still actually just pretty tanky in his own right with the Righteous Glory as well as his shield to keep him alive.
Turning to the turret in the mid lane that has already been down, so they want to pick up the inhibitor here.
Cuz has just been frontlining so effectively. Khan split pushing, taking down this bottom inhibitor turret. That means that SKT, if they want to commit to this, they have to leave that inhibitor open, and it's going to be Prey that deals with it in the end with the help of the rest of his team. Orbs from BDD just floating around, and look at this, it feels like it's just confining SKT to exactly where LongZu want them to be, and this tower is going to fall as well. Gorilla looking for his way in. Oh, it's looking so dangerous for SKT fans. 11,000 gold the lead. So many more items for LongZu. If Khan gets on top of any of these squishies, he's going to rip them apart, but it just feels so hard to count SKT out at any stage, especially after the gauntlet run.
It's a really tense stuff. They want to get a second inhibitor. SKT do not make the second inhibitor their Alamo. They give it up to LongZu Gaming. They realize that if they lose a fight with LongZu freshly bought, they will lose game one of the series. They're looking for a better spot, but with how strong Khan is on one side of the map with his teleport up, I don't know how many better spots they're going to get.
Yeah. Well, you can see massive control ward vision available for LongZu on the bottom side of the map, but that's a huge creep wave heading towards the top side. LongZu might need to take care of that as Guardian Angel now completed on Khan. If there is ever a position in a game that you want to be in, it's exactly Khan's position right now. Being this far ahead, now impossible to kill, at least for the first time. Just going to have a field day. Faker, against the flow of play, is able to take the first turret for SKT on the top side. BDD cleans up a lot of minions, but he's 3 items now in comparison to the 2 and a book for Faker. The leads for the LongZu players are getting out of hand.
And we're going to have a bit of time to breathe as finishing the game from here. It's not trivial for LongZu. They're going to push in minion waves while they try to wait for an objective to take Baron, for example, in 2 minutes. And let's talk about why it seemed likely to SKT to win. There was, of course, the intangibles of rookies and people that hadn't played in playoffs. They definitely need to be mentioned. There's so many young players when it comes to these stakes. Nice smite away by Cuz. That there was some optimism, there was not that much optimism around that factor, but it's also that LongZu's playstyle all season was get Khan ahead with a pushing advantage and have Cuz basically follow his lead. And I just thought SKT would see through that, but with the Shen they didn't really, and the Ash Arrow goes straight into Gorilla. What's that gonna do?
Yep, not looking like a whole lot as Wolf going to be able to devour up the Ash, but now it's on cooldown and LongZu wanting to try and find this one again. Double shockwave lands as Peanut's going to get exploded. Wolf in trouble as well and won't be able to offer that protection. And what they want is this turret. Bang now in trouble. Uses the flash. In comes Khan. Massive damage, but Wolf is able to keep Bang alive. Stand United coming down as well. But look at this. There are super creeps smacking down the Nexus, and LongZu against the flow of play should be able to end it right here. Wolf struggling to defend. Bang, not a lot he can do it. Cuz says, come here, you're mine. Your Nexus is dead, and LongZu against everything take game one.
And you look at their faces, they are not elated. Of course they are happy, but they know there is plenty work to be done. LongZu got a lot of comfort. They brought back the Jax that many other teams dismissed as a troll pick on this patch. But that allowed them to have a natural advantage in top. On Tara with his options, didn't go for a Rumble, for example, didn't go for the Nara that can take Jax at parts of the game. He went for the Shen, and they thought double TP with a strong mid game would be enough to take them them over the line against a LongZu comp that was a lot about the top side, but the top side got monstrously ahead in CS, and Khan having lane priority is what has allowed Cuz to look better than he is to play. He's a good jungler, but when Khan is just pushing relentlessly, it makes Cuz look great. And LongZu Gaming, the bot side played as we expected. The gank bot lane, where they picked up all those kills, was enough snowball. And LongZu Gaming, many